I have to turn the camera. This is what 6 p.m. looks like in Gudvangen. Susan Youngman's back. Hello. 8 degrees in Adirondacks. Happy now. Yeah, this is very good needle binding weather. So have you been freaked out by the cover photo yet? Did you figure it out? We did sort of talk about it last week though, so. Let's see, I'll catch up on comments too. Karl's gonna meet me in the store in about 15 minutes and I'll make, Torben made it too. Hejsan svejsan på dejsan. Oh, that's just cute. And Connie's here. Lyra, hello again. I just was talking to her on Instagram. I actually opened my mail. And Garcia's here from Holland and Charlotte from Bergen. Look at what my gimbal keeps doing. It's like a poltergeist. But it fixes if I just do that. And Albert's here too. Hello. Charlotte started washing the wool from us. That's so good. We have so much wool to go through. I have not started washing it yet, but I will start on it. The big stuff anyway. We got some big bins. Kiwi's here also from Bergen. Hello. And Aunt Bonnie's here. So Aunt Bonnie, this is what 6 p.m. looks like in Norway right now. We turn our clocks back tomorrow after Halloween, which is not very big in Norway. I mean, not a big Norwegian holiday, but they're trying to bring it here. Yay, Albert, you need to come over soon. We got plenty of housing available right now. Right now there's one house being used, other than, like me or Roger. And Arndt is visiting too. So there's 2 free men here, but 1 is staying. So you can see what it looks like. And I have some bad news. It's horrible. The sun, I have to kind of go around. The sun never came up. The sun didn't come up today. I thought it was going to rain, but it got, the clouds went away at about 1. Then we had our hay go sending at 2. And there you can see the skyline. The sun never came up. It should have come up, would have normally. Look at the waterfall. It's been raining a lot this week, so it's quite full. No, so the sun should come up somewhere on there, but we don't see it anymore. We just see the light. So the question is, do we get some sun next week? While the clocks are back, I don't know. And then it should usually goes back behind the mountains here, but now it's just staying under. Hey, Peruta! Shame on you for being late. Peruta's my wonderful moderator, so if you don't behave, she'll kick your butt. I need to start sending her photos again since I started sending with the phone instead of the computer. I don't have any screenshots to take anymore. So I have to do that. Where'd the sun go, Kurt? So we don't see, the light does not, the sun doesn't hit the ground anymore here. We just see the path of the sun on the mountains. Yeah, that's why I saw you sent a message, something about dream, but I didn't get to open it yet. You dreamt about Gudvangen last night. It was amazing. Hey, Karin Hollick is here too. Hello. I'm going to go in there a little bit. Karl will open it up for me in there because I told him I think we don't have more than 15 minutes of light here before it gets impossible. Look at the waterfalls. They're getting full again. And nope, you can't even see. Sometimes you can see a little bit of the sunlight up there, but it's beyond. So don't worry, it'll come back in late February, early March. It was pouring here this morning, so I'm kind of surprised. It was pouring last night, it was pouring this morning. The rivers are gushing, which is nice. But the sun doesn't hit the street anymore. But that's okay, it's like the Halloween Eve. So we could do with a little spookiness. What are you guys doing for Halloween? While I just show you a little bit of light. There. Way up there is, whoops, there goes my gimbal again. It's all right, we're just gonna see how sober you are. If I send funny. No, I think the gimbal doesn't, I did something stupid. I misplaced my cord for the gimbal, Let's see if it fixes there. And the problem is, I think the cord I'm using now is a little too heavy for this gimbal. Albert is going to wait for kids to come trick or treat. Are you going to give them candy, or are you just going to trick them? That's what I want to know. There's still some leaves left on the trees down here. Notice they're all birch. Not too many. I don't know if there are any maples in Gudvangen, but they're pretty rare. Or oak. Kiwi carved a pumpkin today and had pumpkin soup for dinner. Oh, I was going to make pumpkin soup. I asked my kids if we should carve a pumpkin, but they are going to have a party in their father's city in Ashen, which, because nobody's trick-or-treating this year due to, well, I mean, they are, but my kids won't be due to the corona thing. We hit new numbers. I think we hit 1,000, a little over 1,000 2 days ago, and maybe 996. Look how cool that waterfall is. It's so nice to see it full again. That thing was looking so tired, and the other two were almost gone in the summer. Oh, so they're gonna have there's a party going on in their father's part of the area that's perfect for them. So they'll do that instead, because we're not doing anything in Gudvangen. There's not enough of us right now. But I'm thinking, God, Gimbal did it again. But I'm going to make pumpkin soup, I think, because that is so good. You haven't found a good pumpkin, so you could try making a pumpkin pie. You could. Libby's used to be able to be found in Jens Evensen store in Norway, which I haven't found anymore. But it's like a version of Maxi or something. Maxi. Anyway, but they had pumpkin soup in a can. If you can find it, that's the easiest way to make pumpkin pie. And there's even a recipe on the label. And then the pie crust is a whole nother story. Wow, did I read that right? Let me see, just a sec, bring the chat back. 7,999 new infections in Holiday today. Holy crap. So it's not just here it's going up. I thought maybe because, we loosened the belt buckle a notch or two and all of a sudden all hell breaks loose. But they're not going to be closing any borders anytime soon, from what I understand. Yeah, okay, so if most of the stores have half moldy pumpkins, and most likely the ones that you're looking for, depending on the store, if you get the typical jack-o'-lantern looking pumpkin, it's probably not actually intended for food, but more for just carving and fun. And if they let those, a lot of people do this on accident, especially here in Norway, the stores will leave them outside on a cart, but they won't think of what frost does to the pumpkins. So if the pumpkins get any frost whatsoever, they go moldy almost immediately. But if you find the really weird and gourd-shaped pumpkins that are actually edible, and I think you can find these in a lot of the foreign food stores here. Apparently it's something they eat in Middle East too. I'm not sure. But the ones that have all the Middle Eastern food, etc., they usually have some really, really good pumpkin for making soups with. And then, of course, you can always check a farm. There's one in Durbach, but that's a bit far from where you are, Albert. But in Durbach, there's a guy who has a farm. I'm fixing my gimbal again. Hang on. There we are. So I found some spooky things for Karl to stand next to for Hego. I realized that Lisa's painted driftwood looked kind of spooky. I mean, right down to the iron nail poking through it. But if I go back a little bit, maybe it'll be clear. But she put a blue eye bead in there. And then Roger came and put tar on them. He puts tar on everything. But now they look properly creepy and, oops, there goes the gimbal again. And slimy. They look cool though, but they're not slimy, see? But don't worry, there's two of these. Lisa's good at finding driftwood that look like shapes. I don't know how much you can see of this one because it's getting dark. Maybe if I go the other way? She calls them dragons. They kind of do look like dragons. But I thought they were nice and creepy looking. You can see it fine. Oh, good. I probably just need better glasses, which I do. Heidi Lisa is here. Hello. We're missing your brother. I think he's due back next week. The stores are great for lamb meat. Yes, those stores are really good for lamb meat. Do you know what's actually full in the stores here in Gudvangen? The little teeny tiny grocery store / gas station / post office / Smalahova. There's a lot of sheep's heads, but apparently it's Smalahova season. The thing is so cool with that blue eye in there. It looks properly wicked this time of year. You get the Viking picture, the Viking house in the background too. Door hoppa circle, Heidi Odrun and Noen Dog. Yeah, oh, that's wonderful. It was good to see that they, I bet Runa really needed the visit right now too, so that was good, but I won't go into that. You had a bad date? Whee! Oh yeah, no, she's just as creepy as from this side too. But that was good that he had some time off. I think they were up there to get the last of the other Heidi's things, I think. Toril, our boss, but they also have the restaurant here, the Gudvangen Fjordtel. They made small ahova for some Japanese tourists, I think, that were coming and filming here. Or not tourists, but, I gotta fix this cord. Japanese tourists, just to scare the crap out of them with what Norwegians eat. They were actually enthralled with it. But I think all she did was boil it. So you can kind of pick out what kinds you wanted. Nell's here, hello! Remind me and I will make it to Zoom tomorrow. Ann Decker's Zoom. Nell's been a faithful participant and even reminding me. I was all set to log into her Zoom. It's at 4 o'clock on my time, which is like 2 hours earlier from now. And then there's another one the night before. For the people on the in the Far East or Australia, for example. But anyway, I was gonna make it. I was all set at 3 o'clock. I was getting ready. There was 1 hour to go, and then something came up in the store, and I couldn't come. But I have a needle binding question for her. You tried to remember? Okay, good. I will try to remember to check out my Instagram a bit more often too. I still have some posts I've got to do yet, but I just haven't had time. See what else we had. Connie says, Charlotte made pumpkin pie last year. Taste Christmas. Oh, how did you do? Did you use fresh pumpkin? Let me fix. But if you're not feeling drunk by the end of this sending, you will soon. With this. Because the last time I tried to make pumpkin pie with fresh pumpkins, it turned out very watery, but that was 20 years ago, so who knows. But also, Karl would like to remind everyone that my idea of cooking, if the fire alarm goes off, it's not to be confused with the oven timer. I might have done that a few times over pizza. Oh, I hear Karl's opening up. Charlotte said she was at work yesterday and they made people poop this week. They decorated for Halloween, not poop. Should we take one more look at the waterfalls before going in if my gimbal doesn't tip? There we go. I can try to support it with my finger. As I think Karl is letting me in soon. The link, oh, thank you, Peruta, for posting the link to Ann Decker's weekly Zoom. Those are perfect because she can tilt the camera down on her fingers and everything and explain things to such a wonderful scientific degree. I can make little stitch-alongs, but that lady really doesn't know how to do the one-on-one online online learning for YouTube. I mean, for needle binding. Online learning for needle binding. I can English good. Let's see, Albert said he's been looking at getting a British Napoleonic Wars uniform. Oh, cool. Where'd you come across one of those? And what does that have to do with Viking? Are you going to be a British Napoleon War Viking? I'm being mean. Greg will know the one. Yep. Greg is doing well, by the way, for those who are asking. Let's see. We'll get him on here telling stories hopefully soon. He was on vacation. Invisible Hearts is here. I'm going to hand out caramels and apples for Halloween. Hopefully the kids won't prank me for the fruit. No, I absolutely loved getting caramel apples. But you know what they do in Norway? Because they don't actually have Halloween here. But something they did actually have was julebuk, which is a bit like Halloween, but a Christmas tradition. And I think was it Romeo? The Norwegians got to help me out here. But the Norwegians then in Romeo, which is the time between Christmas and New Year's, they would go and put on their little Norwegian sweaters and freckles or whatever, look like a Nissa, and knock on doors, and they would either get candy or clementines. So a lot of Norwegians give clementines for Halloween, which is kind of great because it's already wrapped. But is it all in Romeo? Is that correct? It's only in Romeo the time between Christmas and New Year's, or is it before as well? Somebody's got to help me there. I'm only a second-hand Norwegian. I'm not Norwegian. Nell says, I've been paid to Nalbind 2 days this week. 1 mitten done alongside of that. Oh, wow, nice job. So I did a hat, another fat, thick hat, but that was it. And then I started some thick socks. But I didn't get much further than that. It's going to be, oh, the cosplay British thing. Oh, that'd be cool. And you had some do it earlier. Yeah, I thought when the first time I came to Norway, look how dark it got now. Now, the first week I came to Norway, or the first year I came to Norway, they had Julebuk fixing my gimbal again. I don't know if Karl noticed that the outside door is closed to the village. I forgot to check before I came out. The wind just picked up though, so hopefully that's okay. Otherwise, we'll sneak in through the back door. In Bergen, the kids go Julebuk on New Year's Eve. So I think it varies a bit around the country. Oh, okay. Hopefully the microphones aren't too blown right now. The wind just literally picked up. When the wind, usually if it goes over, it's no problem. But if it goes right through the village, this happens. My paper. You can kind of see it's blowing. It just picked up. Let's see what else I missed out of chat. Okay, so who else? Are you guys getting dressed up for Halloween? Anybody let out their inner vampire, or are you gonna, in Norway, if the kids participate in Halloween, they like to go scary. I had a hard time showing kids, when I worked with kids, I had a hard time showing them that they can actually be non-scary things. You can dress up like Marilyn Monroe if you want to. Arlene made it! Yay! I had Arlene and Regina, I think on Hago earlier. Oh, maybe I hear him. I keep thinking I hear him in there. Let's see. Otherwise, I'm about to go in the other way. Let's see if we find a Karl in there. I keep thinking I hear him. There's somebody making noises behind the door. It's a Karl! Can you hear it? It's like there's a zombie back there. Karl? It's a Karl! My hero. I didn't realize the door was shut. Can I give you a microphone? We had issues with microphones earlier, so you have to tell me if you can't hear him. So Karl, if you could dress up on Halloween, what would you be? That's a stupid question. You'd be a droger? I still have to lock the other side, so. What would you be?
Don't really have a good answer for that.
No? It was too soon? Okay, I'll tell you what. Pruda wore a full Viking outfit to work on Wednesday since it was our last class before lockdown. Oh, cool. That's a good idea. Got to be able to wear that stuff somewhere. Other than just Viking. Yenny C made it to the chat. Yay! New tablet. Ah, cool. And Patricia, or Arlene Cross made a granddaughter's strawberry costume. Oh, it looks cute. I'd love to see these. You can't hear Karl. Karl's mic is not working. Let me see. Is it turned on?
I haven't been saying much. Can you hear me now?
If I stand back, can you hear him? There, now test. Yeah, and you're... It's reading on the thing, but I think for some reason the microphones aren't picking up and it's just the phone. If I stand close to you, they can hear you though.
Am I coming through the phone? Does this make a difference? I'm moving the microphone around.
You look almost like you have a halo on your head in this light. Oop. Can you hear him now? If he's in front of me? Or you give him my microphone.
Is this better?
Is that better? They're both reading though. Nope, not better. Can you hear him if he's... How can you not hear him but you can hear... If I stand this close to him, can you hear him?
Is it coming through the phone? Am I better when I am nearer to the phone than when I'm far away from the phone?
That could be.
Distance make a difference.
Well, I only got to take the microwaves from... now come closer. The microphones aren't near you.
Yes. Is this better than... Yes?
Yeah, better when you're near. Then I don't know if... Oh, you can have a microphone for fun, but I think that's why maybe the microphones don't seem to be picking up.
Microphone is most fun, but let's
No.
start this one.
But the reason I'm louder is because I'm behind the phone. I suspect the microphones aren't picking up because I think it's the wire I have that's wrong. So I'm gonna go show you something scary while I give Karl a challenge. Karl, can you find us something weird and strange in the shop? While I go and show him the scary basket I have in the hallway?
Something weird and strange.
Viking related.
Been through the stranger.
Do you wanna tell him the good news about the penis glasses from a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, they completely sold out of penises.
All we had to do.
The Viking ones. We still have the Roman ones.
All we had to do was invite a fighter group, 50 fighters. Whoops, sorry, there we go. 50 fighters, and then they all sold. So no more penis glasses. And I'm sorry, but our shopkeeper says, nope, we're not getting any more of those. No, they were very enthusiastic. Was there 4 left and they bought all 4? I'll point you this way while I reach in the hallway here, because I have a scary basket in the hall. Da-da-da. Actually, this is quite a cool basket. This is the one that Arnold's friend Tova made. Yeah, it was showing earlier. She makes these. So I bought one. Okay, so this is the scary thing. If I'm really good this week, I will post a repeat of last year. Ah, thank you. You say that now. But this is 596 grams of scrap yarn, leftover yarn, stash yarn. Yep. So let's look at all this and look how stupid I was after. So about a year ago, I thought, let's do a stash busting challenge. I think I might have been a little cocky here because it's a lot of yarn. So I weighed it without the basket. It's 596 grams. I fixed it when there. What the hell was I thinking? So we'll do a stash busting challenge. And the deadline is December 31st, 2021, or later because we need to get rid of stash anyway. So there's no penalty if you don't finish by. But the idea is to use it all. Obviously, this is not even a dent on the stash of yarn I have. But this is what I'm going to commit to. Thank you, Prude. I might catch on to a theme with the color here because I'm trying to kill more than one bird with one stone here. So I went for literally all the reds I have. Unfortunately, they're very different in thicknesses. For example, these two, you can see there's a huge difference. Okay. So I'm going to have to play with gauge here, but I also have to make a needle binding pattern for Maria Hill's advent calendar. If you look up, I think, Nalbinding calendar on Blogspot or something, you'll see a link for it. Anyway, so I went with Christmas colors quite intentionally. So maybe I can make something for that with these. And then, of course, a little bit of purple and slightly brown gray for contrast. So the idea is to use it all. You can make as many things as you want, and there's no rule. So if you use thick and thin on something and if it looks wonky or a monster, it doesn't matter as long as it's used. And this doesn't have to be just yarn. You can use material, for example, if you want to use up your fabric or whatever. If you're a scrapper and you want to use up your scrap stuff, just make a little stash, weigh it, and say, okay, I'm going to use it all. And keep going until you're done. See how much, whatever you want to make, sock, bag, anything, and as many things as you want. There's no rule. You just have to use it. Well, okay, so there's one rule. You have to use it all. I did make a Nissalura. I think it's about 2 or 3 years ago. It's on the same calendar as Georg's hat. Our chieftain has a null-bound Santa hat with some sheep's wool around the edge. He wore that actually for a interview with a newspaper, so maybe we'll see it soon. It's a Song, I think, Song Navis. Let's see. What do you think about this? How many of you did I scare? Just use the phone's mic, apparently. Yeah, I think it's just using the phone's mic, so then I'll just be closer to Karl and it'll pick him up. No, it's not his battery. These things are full. I think what it is the cord that I'm using to connect the microphone or the receiver to the phone. I don't think the cord is actually transmitting, and I think that's the same thing that caused the gimbal to fall down every now and then because the weight of it is different. So I misplaced a cord, so I got a different one, and they didn't have a short one. So, but I suspect it's the cord. We can make baby gnomes. Do you know what? Actually, Greg wanted something. Because Greg likes the baby Yodas that I made, but the baby Yodas I made are out of crochet. And he said, you should make a baby Nissa Yoda. Okay, I can do that. So that's a thought from Greg. I have to make him some of those. Let's see. Bert says, to be honest, if I showed you my mom's stash of wool, you'd have next to nothing here. Oh no, this is nothing. This is just what I'm committing to. 596 grams that I have to use up by New Year's Eve. Do you think I can do it? I did do the last one. I made a really cool cowl though, and I was just in some socks. Yeah, there's a lot of red. So I went with red and gray and some white and just a little bit of contrast. This is actually slightly brown gray. I don't know if you can see that. If I put it next to a dark gray, you might see the brown more. Yeah, that helps. Anyway, so these are just to throw in a little different. But that is pretty much all the red yarn I have. She has enough to fill a store. Oh, I have it everywhere. I was telling Ashley, I think it was, where I had it. It was in, I have it in the loft. I have it in the china cabinet. Where else do I have yarn? I have yarn in the house up the road in Sharping. I have it in the Viking house. I have it in my closet at home in the loft. The china cabinet, yeah, the TV cabinet. Oops, the bookshelves.
You have a big cabinet in your living room like that one.
Yeah.
Where normal people would have glassware or maybe books or trinkets that are nice to look at, it's just stacked with yarn.
Yep.
Yarn.
I saw it on Pinterest. I thought it was a good idea. You, instead of displaying china, you display your wool. Oops, there we go again, fixing that. Okay, so Garcia likes the red. She's with me on this, Karl. Can I needle bind you some underwear? No?
For needle-bound underwear to work, it has to be extremely form-fitting.
No problem. This could be... Let's see. I think I kind of have to do it now. I think I kind of have to needle bind you some underwear.
Yeah, and you think I will be modeling this on YouTube?
Peruta says it might be a little scratchy. Oh, yes, no, I definitely think you will model this on YouTube. Don't forget, you're an exhibition. He's an exhibitionist. There's a story there. No, you're not an exhibitionist, but you have a story, I think, from your 20s?
I don't think maybe that story is good for public consumption.
No, but let's just say he's pretty well photographed among, was it Japanese tourists? He's not going to tell this story, but Torben knows this story. I think you actually did mention it on YouTube once, but anyway, that'll give you something to dig up. Okay. I like the idea of baby gnomes. What else do we have? Nissalur. I did one of that, but could make smaller ones, maybe, or a different kind. Let's see. What did I sell that you wanted? I forgot what that was. Oh, the leftover yarn socks sold. Yeah. Alan was so excited because those we'd had for a while, because we still have these though. But I'm making a green pair like that now with really thick yarn. But rainbow's not for everyone except for maybe my kids. Yeah, you know what? I think we figured it out. I think it's the phone. I don't think the microphones are picking up. I think it's the phone that's picking up. So I just have to go right up to you.
Okay.
So who's with me on this challenge, by the way? Who wants to do it? Stash bust. You commit to whatever you put down. So I have to do 596 grams, and I chose some really stupidly thin stuff. But somebody suggested also, I think it was Ashley as well, I could double it up maybe and try to burn it up faster that way. I could burn it. No! Don't find your... Okay, are you rising to the occasion? Did you find something really silly and weird we could look at in the store? Viking-related, strange?
Well, if you have to be Viking-related, then pretty much by my definition it wouldn't be silly.
It wouldn't be silly. No, okay, that's fine. Strange? Susan Youngman is in. Yay. And Lyra's in. What's the hashtag for Instagram? It'll be the same one that I used before, but with 2021. I think other people are using that hashtag for other projects, but hey, in the name of getting rid of stuff, I think it's a good idea. Oh, Ann Decker likes the stripes. Yeah?
I don't know if I've ever talked about these before.
These are cool, though. These sell well.
Yeah, and they are actually very cool. It's the Lewis chess set.
This one.
The originals were found on the Isle of Lewis.
Isle of Man, isn't it?
No, Isle of Lewis.
Oh,
If not, it would be the man chess man.
okay. You might have a point there.
It's in the Hebrides, I think. And the originals were made out of walrus ivory. But they are probably made somewhere around here.
Yeah?
Possibly Trondheim, that's the other theory. Because I think it is the detail of the back of the Queen's chair.
I like that one the best.
Identical to the, I don't remember which stave church, but it's one of the ones around here that has basically the same design.
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
And,
Which, by the way, it's probably in that book. That's the only book we have left on it.
It is so similar that they are even speculating it can have been the same craftsman.
We have the big queen.
Because
shows up better.
the church famously don't pay their craftsmen very well.
Yeah?
So they might have been doing the church basically out of obligation. And then they are making extra money by carving these chess pieces out of walrus ivory.
Yeah, well, they're really cool. I could go slower on this, by the way. These big ones we use as bookends.
Yeah, the originals were this size.
The originals were that size?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the queen. You know why I like the queen? Yeah, the back is cool, but she just looks so bored.
I think she looks panicked. I think both the face of the queen and the face of the king kind of illustrates the burden of command.
This is the face of somebody who stupidly thought, I'm going to do 596 grams of really thin yarn by December 31st. It's a stash-busting woman. And there's the king who looks a bit like you going, this is going to be fun.
No, he kind of looks like somebody who goes, yeah, I can be a shift leader. How hard can it be?
It does. It looks just like you. The little horsemen are her favorite, says Yenny. We have the big one, and we might have, I think we ran out of the small ones of these, though.
We have the soapstone version, but that's not as detailed.
No, yeah. Well, we can show this one while because I have him because he's big. But
Oh, there are two here.
Yeah, the
two
brown
that are
ones.
Broken, slightly broken.
these are quite cool, though.
In the original,
But these things sell really
all
well.
of the pieces are uncolored. They might have been colored at some point, but most likely they played so that if you can see the back of your piece, it's your piece. If you see the front of it, it's the opponent's piece.
Ah! I just realized the light kind of made the horse's butt cheeks glow for a minute there. It's so bad. You're not it did. The way I was holding it, all of a sudden it was smiling at me. We'll look at this end of the horse, thank you. But these were the soapstone ones. I didn't even realize, I knew we had soapstone figures, but I didn't realize there was ones of the chess pieces.
Yeah, no, there are more of them, obviously. And another
Those are
thing that
99.
is kind of famous with the Lewis chess set is that,
Oh, look at that.
well, chess is an old game. It's from about the year 600, but from India. But in the original ones, the bishop piece, or the one we call løper in Norwegian, is a chariot. But in this one, it's an actual bishop.
Yeah.
I don't understand why we don't have those pieces, but one theory about this is that the church generally is not a big fan of any kind of game.
No?
So they used a bishop piece as a pretty valuable piece to basically go, okay, church, this is not a gambling game. We are not betting on this. And pretty please, let us play it.
Okay. And did they let you play it?
Well, I haven't heard any restrictions against chess in...
Do you want to know what Torben said this guy looks like? Look closely, Karl. He said that is the face of a man who invested in Bitcoin. And then this is the wife of the man who invested in Bitcoin.
No, I think, well, at least if the time...
Depends when they invested, I guess.
Depends when they invested, yeah.
Yeah. Charlotte was asking if there's any more penises. No, the penis glasses finally. We sold out. Karl and Ellen are celebrating, but we do have those little penis
I
necklaces.
was about to say that this was kind of penis.
No, that's not a. No, it almost looks like a bunch of larvae. These are all soapstone. This is there isn't the Midgard's worm or the. There's. I mean, I swear to God, this guy has existed in the Viking ship museum, but made out of wood.
I shouldn't be size shaming him, but he's a little bit small to be Jormungandr.
Is he better now? The look that Karl just gave me. Go ahead, Karl.
Yeah, no, I was just going to point out that you can't change the size just by turning something around, but that might not be...
Okay, this guy.
That's Thor.
Is that his hammer, or what is he blowing into?
It's probably his hammer. We have a better version of that.
Do you? Oh, he's got a better one. You walked away from Mike, but I'll bring it over there. No, it's Thor. Okay, I'm coming over there. Oh, we have another penis? You found it? Charlotte, you might be able to get the last one. No, it's a different one. It's free, isn't it?
Well, probably. We don't know, because the Vikings don't usually leave little
We're gonna need to
descriptions.
see the profile. There we oops. There we go. There's still hope for you, Charlotte. Oh, yay! Lyra posted her commitment to stash busting. Now you can't back out. That's exactly the idea of that one. Oh, Peruda also posted a photo of the Lewis chess pieces, or the set, the bishop. We have. Oh, we didn't show the spear guys though. The spearmen. What are they called? Have to show. Let's see if we can do this without making people sick. This. Yeah, he would be the castle.
This is
That
one
one.
thing that actually annoys me a little bit with this reproduction of the Lewis set.
Yeah.
Because in the original, all of them are handmade. So in the chess set, this would be the tower or the castle in chess. And in a chess set, you would then have 4 individual castles. And some of them are biting the rim of their shield.
Yeah.
Like that.
This one isn't, but that. Yeah, I like these ones better. They look a little bit more crazy. Num num
But
num num
that's
num.
a thing that is described in connection with Vikings. Tacitus talks about it with Northern Germanics, and it's
Yeah.
also one of the signs of the berserker.
This is the face of 3 men who just realized how much wool and yarn their wives have. One has his eyes popping out of his head. The other one's biting his shield, trying not to say anything, and the other guy just looks completely dumbfounded. There's the Viking biting his shield, yeah. But I thought we had a piece like that, but maybe not anymore.
No, we haven't, because all of the reproductions are...
They're not biting their shield,
this
no.
type.
Ah,
And I would like to see 4 different ones instead of just one.
oh, there's the hammer with the, sorry. That's a pendant, though, actually, the cross thing. But it's got a, we have this in silver.
That's the wolf cross.
The wolf cross. Were you going to show me something over there, or do you want to show me the wolf cross? I always liked that, but I didn't know the story behind it. There he is, in the very back. It's almost impossible to see, but I can run around.
Somebody asked about the wolf cross recently, but it was probably not on YouTube because I haven't been there for a while.
No? Maybe it was a tourist that asked about the wolf cross. Here, I'll whip it out. Aylin's painting a new shelf, so she's got paint everywhere. Oh, the keys are put away. But you can see it from here. I'm not going to dig out the keys. That one. It's like a cross, but it's got... I mean, it's also a bead because the teeth form a circle there, though. But it's like a cross that bites you, an upside-down cross. Is there a story for that?
It's very ambivalent. So there is one here too.
Is there one there as well? Yeah, that one is that bronze, though.
I don't know.
It almost looks like it, but I think it's probably silver.
It's if you tell somebody it's the hammer of Thor, they will buy it. And if you tell somebody it's a Christian cross, they will buy it. So one theory, this is Icelandic, from about the year 1000. And that's when Iceland converted from Norse paganism to Christianity.
Yeah.
And one theory that I don't believe goes that the religions were so similar that they basically overlapped and they were using the same symbols interchangeably. What I think is that somebody who isn't really that religious and just want to get on with his life, maybe a trader of some sort, decided that I don't want to deal with this religious conflict. So he just makes the most ambivalent piece of jewelry he can. And every time somebody starts speaking religion to him, he just holds it up and says, look, I'm one of you guys, leave me alone.
Yeah. I want to see what they wrote. Charlotte says she must cut short to catch the store before it closes. Bye-bye, all. Oh, no. I have some really good news for you. Well, not news, but greedy. Haha. So, Charlotte tipped, this is a good one on Charlotte, by the way, if she's still here, she'll know. Charlotte found somewhere on a post on Facebook that somebody was looking for a Viking glass, which we have, and she knows because she's been here before and she's seen it, and I think, are they both in the display case now? No, here it is. That she recognized it, they were looking for this. So he tags me on it and says, my friend works in Gudvangen and they have them in the shop there. So I see it and I call the lady. It's literally 2 minutes before I'm supposed to leave for the next 4 days to go to Vesby and come back. So I send her a message and well, we actually do have a shop. If you like them, I can set them up and we can create an order for you. Because it's an actual shop. It's not a private person anyway. And I gave her my work email and the pictures and showed it to her. But I actually was able to connect to her via Facebook Messenger or something else. And then we thought, why aren't we doing that more? We do it via some other programs like Amazon, etc. She said for a limited time only on the weekends, if you want, you can book a time to walk around the store. And if there's something you like, we can create an order for it. Because a lot of stuff are in the store, but not in the web shop. So we can actually just create it and send you an order and you can approve it if you like it. Did you know? I'm going to turn the camera anyway, but that was quite cool. So I had to do a little post about that. The problem is shipping across the world is somewhere between 400 and 500 kroner, which is like $50 or more. But within Norway, you can send quite a bit for 149 kroner, which isn't much. You were really looking closely at his unit.
I have seen the original.
Yeah?
And the original has wavy pattern of bronze or maybe gold on his back.
Yeah?
And this one doesn't have it, and I was just wondering why.
Are those full bronze?
Yeah, these
349, they must be. They're heavy. Yeah, we had a bronze Buddha for 500 something. I sold that. Yeah, these. This thing was heavy too. But what is the significance? Because the last thing I expected to see in a Viking store was a Buddha. Maria made it.
Well, one was found in Birka.
Yeah?
So it's probably not an indication that some Swedish Viking went to India. The original was made in northern India at some point. Something about earlobes. I think the long earlobe is typical for northern Indian Buddhas. It's not my field, so I wouldn't know.
To tilt it a little bit.
But
What was the original bronze as well?
I think so, yeah.
Ah, that might be why.
But the Silk Road would be passing through there. So either some Indians are traveling to Constantinople and selling some of their stuff.
Yeah.
Or somebody on the Silk Road, some traveling merchant, picked it up as a souvenir.
Yeah.
And then it gets to Constantinople. And then some Varangian or some other Viking decides to either buy it or steal it.
Aha.
That's always a matter of odds for the Vikings.
Oh, that one actually sells pretty well too. I was kind of surprised. This is one of my favorites. This thing is expensive. I have expensive taste. Yeah, this one's 500 kroner, but because I have a thing for rock carvings. Do you know why I can't have this, Karl? So don't take a hint. Oh, look at that. They're having sex.
Well, I don't think the
Do you know why you can't get me one of these? Is because I'm famous for breaking cups.
Also, you couldn't, well, by our own rules, this is Bronze Age.
Oh, well, all right. Even if I like the Viking porn?
It wouldn't be Vikings because they won't be Vikings for another 1,000 years after they made those.
Okay, so we have a good excuse for me not to get those. No, I have a tendency to break them, but I love the cup.
So
Yeah, so there was
I'm
some.
glad you're not in love with this one then, because that's very expensive.
No, I'm not in love with that one. But that one's also 500 actually. It's the same price as the other one.
Okay, then.
Did she put them on sale?
They were much more expensive before. I don't remember exactly what they cost. But
Is that one? That one's not Viking Age, you said?
well, it's ceramics. It doesn't really
Ceramics.
matter.
Oh yeah.
The Vikings were allergic to that material, more or less.
Okay,
so
there's a story there. Explain why were the Vikings allergic to ceramics?
we don't know. We just
Did it get you out of the bright light? Yeah.
every other people, you find a lot of pottery and broken fragments of ceramics.
Yeah.
But the Vikings, it's so close to none of it that you could round it off to zero. They are not big into ceramics.
Albert writes those. I think the bronze pieces were found in Hedmark. Is that right? All found in Hedmark, or he's referring to? Oh yeah, there are 3 findings of the crosses wolf in Norway. Oh, that's what he's talking about. They were all found in Hedmark. Oh, Hedmark. I didn't know that. Also, Maria, if you notice, there's some colors in the pictures. I have to show Maria now that she's here. Maria is the one that has the Advent calendar, by the way. You'll have to put a link of your Advent calendar. But there you go, Maria. My stash busting commitment, 596 grams of yarn. That's way too thin. Fortunately, there's a little bit of, that's double.
Yeah, and if any of you want to do me a favor,
Intentionally, I picked out Christmas colors, though, so I can get your pattern done. Okay. Nice balls.
250 per ball.
For 250 kroner, he will smash those for you. No, no, actually, we can send those. Look at Karl, the wizard. Those are magic balls, though. Every time we think they're gone, they keep reappearing.
Yes. I got one for my birthday last year.
Yep.
Because we thought it was the last one, but then we have 2 more
Yep.
balls.
Turned out to be a good thing because my kid really wanted a crystal ball. So I thought, I'll buy Karl the last one as a joke. Watch him freak. He's like, do you want me to smash it? What the hell? And I said, no, after you're done crying, Alex would like to take it from you. And you will happily know that you got the last one in the store. But no, then another one pops up. And then that one gets sold and Greg throws a party. And then another one pops up. Or seriously, are we down to the last balls?
I hope so, but as long as people keep buying them, they might reappear. I don't know.
No.
But a lot of people are trying to prove me wrong here. And if somebody can come up with any kind of evidence for something kind of like this, in a way, existing in the Viking Age, then I'm going to change my mind. But as far as I know, this is very much not Viking.
Do you know the movie Labyrinth with David Bowie from the 80s?
I probably saw it in the 80s.
Does anybody else see the resemblance? Here, all you need is like some weird ratted out 80s hairdo. Nice. The gimbal, you scared it. Let's see, I'm gonna flip it again here.
Yeah, you've seen my, I'm not wearing it right now, but you know my hat?
Yeah, the one that looks like a wizard hat if you hold it up. The resemblance is uncanny. See, Prude is with me on this.
If I stuff my hat with, say, newspapers or whatever, so it stands straight up, like a pointy wizard's hat,
Yep.
I can sit outside the gates and go, Viking prophecy is €5, and every time somebody gives me €5, I'm going to do this. You are going to die! I'm probably not wrong.
Do you have any other prophecies?
These will annoy me to the end of my life.
Sure, we don't have anything else that might annoy you to the end of your life? Anything at all? Gandalf? I like that they called you Gandalf. Anything else that might annoy you around here, Karl? Anything in particular?
No idea what you're talking about, woman. That axe is completely authentic for a lumberjack in the 1800s.
No, we haven't gotten rid of the axis, Albert. How do you feel about that, Karl? Do you need a tissue?
Anger, despondency.
How does it really make you feel? Let's see what else I got to catch up here. Albert says, if I am joining in the stash busting, I am screwed if fabric counts. You can make it whatever you want, but you set the limit. I mean, if I was going to try to empty my whole stash, we would be here for 3 lifetimes. It's not going to happen. So the idea is you just make an amount and you commit to it, weigh it, whatever you have to do, and then post a little bit on your story or whatever every time you use some and how much you have left, and see who can. The idea is to try to set your goal and use it up. So going for my whole stash is unrealistic, but grabbing 596 grams and say make anything with it, whether it looks cool or not, it's a pretty good commitment. I think I did 448 last year. So there you go, 596. I have to use it all. Some thick, some thin. Okay, so Maria knows what I'm kind of thinking of for a starter idea with this, because it has to be in for the Christmas calendar too. If you look up Outlander capelet, nothing to do with the Viking Age, but do an image search for Outlander capelet. You can see there's a cowl that's not done in the round, but done, if I turn it, there. So the cowl's done this way in stripes. That's the idea. We'll see if I can pull it off. But I thought I can do that in all kinds of weird colors. Maybe I'll look Christmassy, I don't know. Might end up on a web shop real soon, but it's not Viking at all. Albert says, so the green Brunad wool I have 5 meters to 10 meters is going to be hell to use. But remember, you can make them and give them away for Christmas presents too. You don't have to keep them for yourself. Whatever you do. Or you could do, Albert has the most beautiful patched tunic. You could do that too. You could do all your little scraps, etc., and say that you're going to make something with all of those too, Albert, because that takes time. Oh, you found a white horse and the bishop. Or, yeah, there's the white horse. But this is because it's a whole set. I'll show you real quick. Not much in the calendar is historic. No, it's not, because it's not called a Viking calendar. Oh, Ann Decker, if you're still here, I have a question for you. I was going to ask you this last week when I came on Zoom. So we had Frederick Bjornes here, a friend of mine from Midgard Historic Center, whatever, in Bora, Horten. And he is telling me about the needle binding. Yes, I know needle binding is not extremely Viking. We have a sock and we have a mitten, and that's about that. And he tells me that we actually only have a sock from Jorvik, and that's it. Apparently, the mitten has been redated to the 1400s. Is that true? Because that guy does his homework, and I'm like, crap, I hate it when he's right. But if the mitten's been redated, then all we have left is a sock and 4 stitches. Because, well, we do have the mom and pennants, but it's just not done with yarn. It's done with silver-wrapped thread. You're checking out the queen's butt again, Karl. Oh, you're checking out the king's butt. We better check out the king's butt. His butt is cool, too. I think it's the Iceland mitten, yeah. Or was it Finland? I'm not sure. Anne knows this stuff. She's awesome. Or if somebody else knows. Anyway, but I think it's been redated, in which case I have a problem. I have to stop saying that they found a mitten in the Viking Age. A nalbound one. There's sewn ones, or woven ones, but not... These are cool, though. But there was one mitten, and it's been redated, so I'm screwed. Yeah, there's in Lom, L-O-M, if you go there. That museum has a mitten, but it's not nalbound. Some people think it is, but it's not. It's actually sewn fabric. Oh, we have little ponds, too. They don't show up too well there, but they do over here.
The ponds, these ones.
Yeah, it's like a bright light in my eyeball.
They are, I'm not sure about this, but I don't think any were found in the original find.
Yeah.
So this is a speculation of what they might have looked like.
Ah, okay. So was it? No, so Maria didn't hear about it being redated either. So I don't know, I have to check that one, but we always were saying that they found a mitten and they found a sock. The sock was in York, but we thought it was Scandinavian DNA, so we took that one. But he's saying actually also that the DNA, they're thinking that is more Frankie or Anglo-Saxon. I have to recheck my data because I have to say the right thing. You think there was 2 mittens in one sock, Albert? Okay. So I don't know my facts about this, but well, he just said that the one mitten got redated, so there's nothing but, and all the Nalbinders in the room are crying immediately because he's there to hold a seminar on sources. But
No, so
I think it's.
obviously you should have asked him for his sources.
I should.
Well, I assume he has some, but
The Oslo find is medieval. Yeah, that's correct.
It shouldn't be a matter of yes, but I have a Frederick and you have an Anne Decker.
An Anne Decker.
It should be a matter
And a
of
Maria Hill.
what's their sources.
Yeah, that's true.
So
No, but he says that in his seminar too. There's reenacting reenactors is a common mistake because you're doing what another reenactor did, like for, I don't know, maybe perhaps wearing a nalbound cowl. It's not Viking, but it's warm. No, so we can stick with nalbinding being found in the Viking Age. So I have to think. All right, you look like you're, what else did you find? Torben asked you about that book,
which book?
The Children of Ashen by Neil Price.
No, we have talked about that.
We have talked about
before.
that one quite a bit. This is a good one.
For the most up-to-date and fair, it's kind of you kind of have to be interested in the Viking Age to read it. But if you are interested in the Viking Age, then this is easy enough to read that most people should get through it. And it's the newest information.
So this was the mistake I made with the audiobook. I had a sneaking suspicion that I was missing out on pictures, and sure enough, there they are. Because I found out that I was constantly stopping the audiobook and Googling things that look like they end, so sure enough, there are some pictures. Hey, that's my brooches almost. Note there, not silver, Karl.
No, but this is probably gold, not bronze.
Oh, okay.
So I don't think we are going to take it quite that far.
There, is that better? There's a hoard. Hey, that's your bracelet. The one I got you for Christmas. Let's see. Da, 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 da. That's right. If you put a bracelet on his wrist, he becomes yours. So my boss got him one and I got him the other. And that means, whoops, she owns him and I own him. And the amount of time that Karl has to himself is gone. Okay, find me something else that's weird. Or cool. You can go with cool. Ah, Heidi Lisette saw the glass. Did you get glass here? Jenny, do you know what and when the Longerid is? That's the one that's like Oslo, but with 4 loops total. So 3 loops behind the thumb and then one more. No. That's no, 4 loops behind the thumb and one more in the front, so 5 total. Kiwi's listening to Ashen audiobook these days and needs to get the physical book so she can see the pictures too. So you get what I mean, but I can't tell you how many times I've rewound and listened to that book on the way home because there's so many cool information about that. I especially like the chapter naturally on the sheep textile and how long it would take to make a sail and the work that they've done and even finding the markings on their teeth to show that they were working with thread. And the other one was the burial chamber one. Okay, that one that looks like a Viking can opener, bottle opener.
Well, first of all, it's not Viking. It's pre-Viking with quite a lot of years.
Yeah? 3 behind is Broden, 4 is Longerid. Yeah. Sorry.
Now I'm going by memory, so I might have misremembering something. But it was found in a river in northern continental Europe somewhere, Belgium or the Netherlands.
We need a profile. I think he's so cool.
And it's the dragon head of a probably smallish ship.
Yeah?
And the original now is in the British Museum. But it's kind of an early version of the later dragon ships, or the actual Viking ships.
So it's not a Viking Age bottle opener?
Nope. But I like
And look at the teeth, they're just so... And the eyeball.
The Vikings like these derpy faces on things. But back in the 500s, 600s, seeing a ship coming up your river with this face on it would probably be scary enough.
Okay, so I got one more thing because I just realized we've been efficiently babbling for an hour. All right, so these are our souvenir t-shirts. These are Yannicka, that's not souvenir. Okay. Njardarheimer, Hunter Orange. No, we have them in other colors. The Go Viking with the ship. This is Njardarheimer logo, by the way. The name of the Viking village. Then there's the Go Viking in the fjords with a Viking ship. And then there's Georg, and it actually says Viking Valley Gudvangen, which means Viking Valley Gudvangen. And then we have the plain Gudvangen, Valley of the Vikings. So if I went left to right, 1, 2, 3, 4, which one is your favorite design? I'm not really one for the Hunter Orange, but that one actually does well for people who hunt, because even a deer can see that thing in the woods. So you have to tell me which one is your favorite. I think we need a new design too. We need to add one. I think. Which one's your favorite, Karl? Ugh, gimbal.
Not the t-shirts.
No, but the design. You don't have to wear a t-shirt. You like number 3. She likes that one. Albert likes that one and that one. Heidi likes that one too. I gotta say, I'm between this one and this one, probably because I see Georg almost every day. Maybe. That's a young Georg though, just so you know. His beard's a little longer and more scraggly now. Nah. So I don't know. We had those in different colors though. But I think we need to add another pattern. Oh, anyway, so now I did that. Okay, we'll do one more last look at my scary stash. Remember, when you look at this stash busting project, think of the queen. She looks panicked. And think of the men in her life when they see how much yarn she actually has. Is that a fair assessment, Karl?
Probably, but as long as I'm not paying for your yarn, I'm pretty happy.
You're not. You're just decorating me in silver. Okay. Maria says, yep, exactly. Oh, yeah. Is it Skåne or Småland in the Långerid one? Okay, we will have to check that out. I like that stitch. I probably can use Långerid on this one because it's so thin. All right. I'll try to post something this week, just like the braids I was going to post the last 2 weeks. Let's see how far I get. Arlene Cross, she doesn't like white t-shirts, but she likes the pattern. Actually, we have that in black. I think the black one sells the most out of that color, or that style. Then there's like green and, I don't know. We have a bunch. Those are actually in the web shop, though. All right. I'll go look at the camera up my nose. Wish me luck. Okay. I will try to get something for Maria's Christmas calendar. I'm going to say goodbye. I got a Karl over there, too. Say bye, Karl. Saturday. It has to be Saturday. Karl, do you know what we haven't had in a while? Trivia. Karl, can you do a trivia? 10 new questions? Oops. Can you do 10 new questions by next week? We're going to be in the dark.
Theoretically possible.
Yeah?
I wouldn't confine myself to it because we kind of have a lot to do work-wise.
Yeah, we do. How about Viking charades? Can we get you down for a couple of Viking charades?
Possibly. Again, I'm not tying myself to the railroads.
I will think of something. Oh, yeah. Also, happy Halloween, guys. Anyway, and I'll see you on Saturday next week. Can't do Friday for a while now because they just pushed our meetings to 1 hour before. Okay. Thanks for playing with me.